morning. Happy Wednesday or whatever day you listen or watch this video. I wanted to share something this morning. Actually, I don't want to share it, but I know I should share it. I was like, what am I going to talk about this morning? And it was like, that thing that you were thinking about yesterday that could help somebody. I was listening to a word yesterday and it was titled, How Sober Are Your Friends? So when I say sober, I'm not talking about like drinking. I'm talking about with emotions, emotionally sober friends. So let me give you the definition of emotionally sober. You are comfortable being present with all of your feelings without any one of them defining or controlling you. So that is emotionally sober friends. Okay. You are comfortable being present with all of your feelings without any of them defining or controlling you. There was a time when I was emotionally intoxicated. And I thought back to a memory of the time when the relationship was completed. Me and this person was no longer together, but we were kind of in contact. Like we stayed in contact, really more so me. And I don't know why it was hard for me to let go. It was hard for me to let go. I didn't have the emotional intelligence. I didn't have the communication. I didn't have the relational intelligence. I didn't have these skills or tools at the time. And ending a friendship was very hurtful and painful. And when I realized that people can love you strong and love you wrong. And I just did not want to let go for some reason. I thought that me and this person could be friends, even though we weren't together. And I realized that wasn't healthy for me. We had no ties. We had we had no reason to still be in contact with one another. And in that moment, this person was in a car accident. I almost died. And I heard about it. And I'm sitting there like, I gotta go see this person. I gotta go see him. Like, what if they die? I'm just thinking all this stuff, right? That I have absolutely no control over. What happens, the outcome. I went there to the hospital and it was just super weird and super uncomfortable. And I realized in that moment that, why are you here? It's time. This chapter is over. This person part in your movie is over. You got to turn the page, right? You got to keep going without this person being in your life. And I'm looking at the people in the room who are looking at me probably like, why are you here? And I'm asking myself, like, why am I here? And I looked at this human who I was no longer in, relationship or contact with. I just felt sadness and empathy. And I also saw the shame on this person's face. And I was like, let me get out of here. Why am I here? And I started bargaining with myself. Like, when you care about somebody, you care about them. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't hate the person. I just want the person to be well, right? I want this person to continue to thrive and survive and, do the things that they're supposed to do, just not together. We're just not together. And I realized that, I need to move on. And this was very dysfunctional. Like what you're doing is very dysfunctional. You have to stop this. You have to stop this. Look at what you're doing. Like, you're in a new relationship and you're going to see somebody from your past. Like, no, that's unacceptable. And it's unhealthy. And I think about times when I was so triggered. It took me time to heal. It took me time to become emotionally sober. It took me time to get there because I didn't know what I didn't know. And there were so many times where things would happen. Like, maybe like a piece of mail will come in the mailbox with this person's name on it, and I'd be so triggered. And I'd be like, I'm looking for a reason till I can lash out and cuss this person out and take some nasty stuff. It's like, why? But why? Why? Least little thing was triggering me. If I saw a car that looked like this person, that was like that was similar to this person's car, I was like, oh my God, I just can't stand. How you hate and love somebody at the same time. That's how I felt. It's like, you got to get a grip. You got to heal. And it takes time. It takes time. When I say it took time, it took so much time. I'm so glad that I have made it to the other side of that. And I can finally say that I am emotionally sober. I am an emotionally safe person. I'm an emotionally aware person. But it took me time. Nevertheless, it took me time to get there. People would contact me, trying to contact him. I would be so triggered. I didn't have the capacity to respond in a healthy way. Don't ask me about this person. Figure out how you're going to get in contact with them. I cannot reach out to this person for you. I cannot do that. I responded to people so nasty because that is where I was at. I was in an emotionally intoxicated state for so long. Oh my God. I didn't realize it. Did not realize it. And as I'm listening to this word yesterday, and he's saying, how sober are your friends? Right? So my question to myself was, how sober was I? How emotionally sober was I? I wasn't. I was doing things and saying things, just being reckless because I was still hurting. And I didn't know what to do with that hurt. I didn't know how to heal. I didn't know where to go, who to turn to. All I knew was I didn't want to keep feeling what I was feeling. That's all I knew. And then I began to invest in myself. Then I began to seek counseling and therapy. And it wasn't just for the relationship. It was the relationship with it wasn't just about the relationship with somebody else. It was about the relationship with myself. Because I was harming myself. I wasn't safe for myself. The things that I was saying and doing, it wasn't safe for me. I was making emotional decisions. Got a matching tattoo with somebody that I don't even talk to anymore. Like, what was going on? What were you thinking? I wasn't. I was emotionally intoxicated. I would say things and do things that I shouldn't have done. When you're in that emotional state, do not make any major decisions because you can't undo them. Right? Got to get a tattoo removed. Right? Got an apartment in my name for somebody. Emotionally intoxicated. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I didn't know what I didn't know. I forgive myself for not knowing what I didn't know then. But moving forward, I'm able to share my personal experiences with someone else. Do not make any emotional decisions, especially when you have just, came out of a relationship, or you just been hurt, or you just been, anything, you just have to give yourself that time. Because the ending of a friendship, it's very hurtful and painful, right? People can love you strong and love you wrong. And allow yourself that time to heal. I had to allow myself that time to heal. And one day I looked up and it's like, yeah, we're just strangers with memories. And that's okay. That's okay. I want this person to do well, and I hope they do well. And it just doesn't have to be with me. And that's okay. All right. Let people go. Let them go. That's it. That was my lesson. To let people go in peace and not pieces. Right? And do my work. Do my work. So my relationships, my other relationships don't have to suffer because of the last relationships. Don't make the next play for the ex. You got to be mindful of that because it's so easy to do. So yeah, I wanted to share this very weird, uncomfortable conversation with you this morning because it was on my heart yesterday. And I was like, yeah, you got to talk about this. And then this morning I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. And I know that's when I need to talk about that, when I don't want to talk about that, if you know what I mean. Emotionally sober friends. Emotionally and sober. All right? Emotionally sober. The definition is you are comfortable being present with all of your feelings without any one of them defining or controlling you. Do not let those things control you because I'm telling you, it's hard to recover from if you can recover. So I'm complete.